Hey guys, it's Monday and the Super Bowl is over. Um, we need some topics for Tuesday, for Topics Tuesday, and I'm begging now. I really need topics for Topics Tuesday. So anybody who can submit to this this video, and or the last one from yesterday. Please submit some topics. Um, Life is going well, but I have to work a 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. shift this evening, so I'm going to be beat. And I won't know if you've submitted topics either, so I'm hoping that people submit topics. Otherwise, I will just do a story time or something. Speaking of which, I'm going to do a story time now, but I'm begging for Topics Tuesday. The only way we're going to grow is if we work together. And I know you like the last Topics Tuesday, so please submit. Okay, now my story time is about when I was 7, and my Zeta, which is the Yiddish word for grandfather, was dying of a type of colon cancer that can be cured very easily nowadays, but in those days it was a death sentence. And he was dying, and my mother was trying to explain to me at 7 what was happening, and she asked me if I understood, and I said yes, that you live till you're 100 and you die on your 100th birthday. And I was quite convinced in my perfect child's logic. And my mother said to me, no, that's not quite it. And she had to explain to me that people die at different ages. And Zeta had something called cancer, and the cancer was killing him. And he was going to die at 55. And I'm 53 right now, so it's coming close to realize that I'm in such better health than him at 53, only 2 years apart. I had the perfect child's logic. I was convinced that you live till your 100th birthday. It was one of those rare times where my mother was sensitive and tried to explain something in a way that was empathetic to my needs. And I treasure that moment, because even though it was about something terrible, she took the time to explain in a loving, kind way, and she wasn't particularly compassionate. She was really quite abusive. So for her to have been compassionate and to explain carefully and with consideration was beautiful. Both my parents were abusive, as was my sister, and my brother was 5 years younger than me, and he never really cut in and did anything about it. He just believed what they told him about me. So he and I have developed a relationship recently in the last couple of years that is very close, and we live very far away from each other. He lives in Georgia in the USA, and I live in Edmonton, Alberta, I live in the Northwest, and he lives in the Southeast. But we've become good phone buddies and good uh, emailers and good texters, and we really care about each other. And we worked hard at that relationship because we really had none before. And I had to tell him a lot of things about our father that he had trouble with because our father was his hero. And then his hero died, and he said to me, "Well, you probably don't care about this." And I said, "I care about it a lot. I didn't get closure, and I needed closure, and I'm probably hurting more than you are." And he was shocked. And I really broke apart when my father died because I had no closure. And my brother couldn't understand that, but he could accept it, which was all I needed. My stepmother was just a witch. She didn't understand that it would hurt me. She denies to this day that he did anything, but she wasn't there. She wasn't there when it was happening. So she has no right to judge. And apparently, and this is something I don't remember, apparently I walked in on him molesting my little sister, the second one again. Again, not the first sister, the second sister. And he was calling his penis his lollipop. And apparently I called my friend Claire in absolute terror and screaming and crying and telling her what happened. Claire just told me about this when I went to visit my mother a few weeks ago. And apparently I was absolutely out of control. I was freaking out. And that's when everything fell apart. So I already had the anorexia, but it just went into overdrive. And I already had I was starting to get depressed, but I got much more depressed, and I developed schizoaffective disorder, and I fell apart, and my life fell apart before my eyes. I completely crumbled. And I can't tell my little sister this because she thinks he's a hero. He died 3 years ago, and she thinks he's a hero. And I can't break her apart because she's been a heroin addict, which I have no doubt was self-medicating to forget what he did to her. And I can't harm her. I can't tell her I can't harm her. I have to leave it for her to remember. But I'll be there for her when she crashes. I'm just now developing a relationship with her. And it's slow and it's taking time, but we're becoming sisters. So she's the one I care about. The older one I don't care if I never have a relationship with her. She's just like my sister, rude and mean and selfish, and I don't care. But the younger one, we've got something in common, a bond that's unbreakable, even if she doesn't know it. And I'm sorry that story time was so negative, but these are the things that happen when people are abused. I've forgiven him to let myself move on, but I'll never forget. My sister is forgotten, and someday she's going to remember, and I'll be there for her. But I'm not going to push the memories. I can't do that to her. Anyways, please please remember to get those topics in. And if you're new to the channel or you're just lurking, please push the subscribe button. We'd love to have you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.